If you are struggling to manage your meetings effectively and get best out of those meetings, then you are watching the right video. My name is Kevin Kutto, and in this video I'm going to talk about 10 tips which will help you to run any meeting effectively and get best results out of that meeting. So are you ready? Let's begin. If you have not done yet, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It will help me to bring better and better content for you. Tip number 1. Ask this basic question. Can I get the same result with simple chat or simple telephonic conversation without the meeting? Is this meeting really necessary? Now, why I am asking this question? Just imagine you have 1 hour meeting scheduled and there are 9 participants into that meeting. That means within the next 1 hour, you are going to spend 9 man hours, which is equivalent to 1 resource sitting in the conference room or meeting room for 1 whole day. Now that's why it's very important that before any meeting, you ask this question whether this meeting is really necessary. Tip number 2. Set and clear agenda of the meeting. Now, a clear agenda of the meeting will help your audience to understand the expectations out of the meeting upfront and prepare well before they come to the meeting. There are 3 parts in the agenda. The first part is what kind of meeting this is. Now, there are many kinds of meeting: one-way communication, feedback meeting, performance appraisal meeting, problem-solving meeting, decision-making meeting, or just project update meeting. So you need to mention what kind of meeting this is all about. The second thing you need to mention is the description of what is going to happen in this meeting. For example, we are going to talk about this problem in this project, and we are going to brainstorm around the ideas to solve the problem. And you can also attach 1-pager PPT or some kind of information which is useful for your audience in order to prepare upfront. The third part of your agenda is what are the results you are expecting out of the meeting. For example, you may say that there are 3 options available. We have to decide and choose the best option. That is the result expected. Or you may say we are facing this problem and we are expecting at least 10 possible solutions to this problem. This is a clear expectation of the meeting. So you need to clearly mention what is the result you are expecting out of this meeting. You also need to mention in the agenda if you need any data or information prior to start of the meeting and who need to provide that information to you. Tip number 3. The right duration of the meeting. Do not overschedule the meeting time. Book the time which you really need to get the result out of that meeting. Now, you might be knowing the law of Parkinson. It tells us that work in itself will expand to occupy the time which you allocate for that work. That means if the work is supposed to happen in half an hour, but if you schedule 1 hour for the same work will automatically take place in 1 hour. So you need to understand that any overscheduling is the wastage of time, and you need to provide the time which is really necessary to complete that task. Tip number 4. Invite the right audience. Now, what does it mean by right audience? If most of your audience is not speaking at all in the meetings, or they are doing their own work on the laptop, that means most probably you have invited the wrong audience into your meetings. So make sure that you invite only those people who are connected with your project, who can add value, they are subject matter experts, or they have prior experience in solving similar kind of issues. So inviting right audience is very, very important in getting the results what you want out of the meetings. If somebody has invited you for the meeting, make sure that you are attentive. It is very disgraceful or disrespectful to the person who is conducting the meeting that you are not participating into his meeting even after accepting the invitation. Tip number 5. Make sure that you are sending the meeting invitation at least 2 days prior to the meeting. Do not send invitations on the same day or half an hour before. I can understand the emergency situations, but if emergency is happening frequently, that means something is wrong the way you are handling the project. So make sure that you are giving the right time for the people to decide whether they want to join the meeting or not. Tip number 6. If you get the meeting invite, make sure that either you accept the meeting or reject the meeting with the reason. It will help the person who is going to conduct the meeting to gauge who are the people who are going to attend the meeting, and if more people are not attending, then that person can reschedule that meeting. Tip number 7, respect others' time. So if you are scheduling the meeting, make sure that you are arriving the venue at least 5 minutes before meeting begins and arrange everything properly in order to make sure that meeting begins on time. सब कुछ चलता है attitude is not good, is not okay at all. If you are attending the meeting, make sure that you are reaching the venue on time and be attentive throughout the meeting. Tip number 8, make sure that your meeting is goal-oriented. What does it mean? It means it needs to focus on the results which you are expecting out of the meeting, which you also mentioned into your agenda. If anytime if you find the discussion is going out of the way, you need to stop your audience and you need to remind them that we need to find these XYZ solutions and we need to focus our discussions on this matter. Tip number 9, MOM of the meeting. It's very important to list down what are the decisions you took in the meeting, who were present in the meeting, and who contributed in taking those decisions. So make sure that you list down all the open points, who is responsible for closing that point, and by when that person should close the point. Also mention in the remarks if you need to provide any particular information or document in order to complete that task. Make sure that you are recirculating this MOM to everybody who attended the meeting or the audience who are there for your information purpose. Tip number 10, follow-up and closure. So your meeting is officially not over unless until you follow up with the MOM open items and make sure that all the items are closed. If you follow these 10 basic tips, then I'm sure that you will extract best results out of that meeting. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It will help me to bring better and better content for you. Thank you for watching this video and may God bless you.